Hello. Welcome to yoga. I'm going to teach a restore class today. And what you will need, if you've got it, bolster, perhaps a blanket. I have it rolled up, a set of yoga blocks, and maybe about 4 bath towels. I like to fold my bath towels in a third and a half and a half, so they make a nice little square. They work out real nice. So today we're going to start on our backs. I'm going to start and put one of my blocks at the tallest setting, the second block a little closer to me on the shallowest setting, and then place my bolster on them. I like this setup because it makes the incline a little bit steeper and it's a little more comfortable. Another option is you can bring your block to the shallowest setting and just place your bolster down like that. If you do not have a bolster, then just simply come down onto your back on the mat with your knees bent, and I will give you some direction. So we're going to start out in reclined butterfly pose. So come to the mat and scoot your tush right up against that bolster, the end, and lean back over it. Bend your knees, bring the bottoms of your feet together, and just allow your knees to fall open to the side. Bring your hands out to the letter T. And then close your eyes and bring awareness to your breath. Allow your breath to deepen and slow down. Feel the weight of your body grow heavy as it leans against the floor or your bolster. Feel your legs start to stretch open. Feel the fronts of the shoulders start to droop open. Your palms are heavy against the floor. Feel the grounding that is going on. Allow air to start filling up in your lower belly, then move to the mid belly and upper chest. Pausing at the top, pour out from the top to the mid belly and low belly. Inhale, low belly, mid belly, upper chest. Exhale, upper chest, mid belly, low belly. Breathe on your own, starting from the bottom, filling up to the top, pausing at the top and pouring out from the top, clear to the bottom. Allow your face to soften. The space between your eyebrows widens, relaxes. On your next exhale, slowly blink your eyes open and just wiggle your fingers for a moment. Inhale, hands come up towards the ceiling and then come over the head and drape towards the floor. If you're on your bolster, they will not touch. Inhale, hands come up towards the ceiling and then allow them to fall open in the letter T. Inhale, hands come back up to the ceiling and allow them to fall down towards your hips. Inhale, hands come back up to the ceiling and out to the side in a letter T. Inhale, hands come overhead and then fall towards the wall behind you. Inhale, hands come back up, outstretch into the letter T. Inhale, hands come up and come back down beside your hips. Hands come up and out to the letter T. Hands come up and extend overhead. Hands come up once more and fall out to the letter T. Go ahead and lift yourself up off your bolster. Move it over to the side. Move the blocks over and come back down to your back. Putting your feet together once more, coming into this butterfly pose. Go ahead and start allowing the left leg to come down to the floor. The right knee points up to the ceiling so that your legs are perpendicular to each other. And then start to lift up the right hand and arch it over. Come over and allow that right hand to rest on top of your left hand. And then the tendency is that that top leg wants to follow you. While you're here, try to direct that knee back up towards the ceiling and breathe into the inside of the leg. Allow it to open. Another option here is if this is not comfortable, go ahead and grab a block or a rolled up towel and place that under your head to give it a little more support. Then the right hand comes up overhead. Go ahead and shift your weight. Let the right hand extend out in the letter T and go ahead and shift over and allow the right leg to drop down to the floor. The left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. Left arm comes up and over and joins the right hand. And try to have that left knee open up towards the ceiling. Breathe into the inside of that leg. Breathe into your shoulders. And then left hand comes up and over and out, stretches back out. Shift your weight. Left leg comes to the floor, right knee up towards the ceiling. Right arm comes up and over and joins the left hand. Keep that right knee pointed up towards the ceiling and breathe into the inside of that leg. Right hand comes back overhead, outstretches. Move your weight over and right leg comes to the floor. Left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling and bring that left hand back over to join the right and try to keep that left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Then come back up, remove the block, and come back down to the mat. Grab your block. It's on the shallowest setting. Go ahead and lift up and place it right under your sacrum or tailbone, not on the small of your back. And come back down. Extend the hands out to a T, coming into supported bridge pose. Feel the back of your head grow heavy as it sinks into the mat. Allow the shoulders to fall into the mat. The backs of the hands grow heavy. And your bottom sinks into the block. Feel the gentle opening going on in the front side of your body. Take a few meaningful breaths here. Then bring your hands up towards the ceiling and have them go up overhead and come to the floor behind you towards the wall that's behind you, and stretch open. Hands come back up overhead and come down towards your hips. Step those feet a little closer to your hands so that you can brush your heels with the fingertips. Lift up on your right toes. Put it down, lift up on your left toes. Put it back down, lift up on all 10 toes, and let them come back down. This time, lift your hips up off the block and feel the opening in the front of your body. Lift up onto your right toes. Put it down, lift up onto your left toes. Put that down, lift up on both toes. And then come back down and rest your bottom back on the block. This time, let's lift up our hands towards the ceiling. And as they come over to the floor, right behind and above our head, go ahead and lift up your hips off the block. And then as your hands come down to your hips, allow those hips to fall back down on the block. Let's lift up again, creating a soft flow. Hands come back down, hips rest on the block. One more time, lift up. Hands stretch overhead, and they come back, and the hips come down. Lift the hips up. Just for a moment, see if you can stretch up. Remove the block and bring your tush back down to the mat. Go ahead and grab your strap. Make sure that the ends are even with each other so you have this nice loop. And come back down and lift up your right foot and place that strap around the ball of your foot. And then go ahead and allow your hand to slide down to give that some room. And begin to flex your toes. Feel the opening going on in the back of your legs. Knee is bent, the left knee. Now walk those hands a little bit further up towards the foot and start to guide that foot towards the wall behind you. Breathe into the back of the leg. Feel the opening that's going on there. An option is to straighten out that left leg and put the foot on the mat. Leg is extended on the mat. Feel the intensified stretch in the back of your leg as you do this. Play around with the point in the flex of the foot. Maybe pausing at the one area where it's creating the most sensation and breathe there. With each exhale, the body releases and relaxes and opens up. Grabbing hold of the strap with your left hand, open the right arm out in the letter T, palm facing up, and slowly start to guide that right foot across your body, keeping the right shoulder on the mat. Your foot probably will not touch the floor. Breathe into the side of that leg. Breathe into your hip. Keep the left elbow bent as you hold on to that strap for support. And breathe. Slowly reach over with your right hand and place the strap in that right hand. Extend the left hand out in the letter T and guide that right foot across your body and open it out towards the floor to your right. Left shoulder blade stays on the mat. There again, bend that right elbow and ease up on the strap. Your foot probably will not touch the ground. That's okay. We're breathing into the inside of that leg. And you might feel a little bit of a stretch across your left hip. Here again, you can play around with pointing and flexing the foot, pausing at the area with the most sensation, and send your breath there, inviting that part to open. Slowly bring your right foot back up. Remove the strap from around the foot and bring the right foot back to the ground. Knee is bent. Wrap the strap around the left foot and extend the foot towards straight. Ease up on the strap as far as you need to and slowly start guiding that foot towards the wall behind you. Point and flex the foot. Find that really sweet, delicious area, pausing and breathing and allowing the body to open. Start to straighten the right leg, bringing that leg down to the mat, and feel the intensity that has been created with on the back of the left leg when you do that. There again, start pointing and flexing the foot. And breathe. Outstretch the left hand in the letter T and slowly start to guide that left foot across your body. Keep the left shoulder blade on the mat. Bend that right elbow that's holding the strap. Just hold that leg steady where it comes. And breathe. Breathe into the outside of that leg. Breathe into your back. Invite the body to relax and open. Now slowly grab the strap with your left hand, guide it across your body, open up and extend the right arm out away from you in the letter T, and open up. Try and keep the right shoulder blade on the mat. Your leg, your foot probably will not touch the floor, and breathe. Allow that elbow to be your foundation and support. Breathe into the inside of that leg. Slowly reach over with that strap with your hand and guide that foot back. Remove the strap from your foot. Extend your hands out to the side in the letter T. Step your feet as wide as your mat and then just allow your knees to fall into each other. Knees come up parallel. Allow your knees to drop to the left. Knees come back up and they drop to the right. Knees come back to parallel. Allow them to drop to the left. They come up and they drop to the right. One more time, let them come up. Straighten your legs out. Pull the toes back and active. Interlace your fingers. Stretch them high above your head toward the wall behind you and just stretch. Feel yourself grow an inch taller as you stretch from knuckles to heels. Bend your knees, bring them into your chest, and wrap your hands around your shins. Slowly rock from side to side. Roll over onto your right side, resting your head in your arm. Then make your way up. Roll over those knees and come into tabletop, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Exhale around your spine, coming into cat. Inhale, chest comes forward, tail lifts, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Come back to a neutral spine. Step your knees a little bit wider, point your toes, bring your feet together, and sink back, forehead to mat, buttocks to heels, coming into child's pose. Push slightly on the heels of your hands, driving the bottom a little closer to the heel and opening up the back. Breathe here. Suck in your gut and feel the additional opening. Then walk your hands over to the left, right bun on right heel, and extend that right hand a little further away from you and lower the forehead back down toward the mat. It probably won't touch, and that's okay. Breathe into that right side body from pinky to hip. Then slowly come back to center. Extend the hands out, coming into prayer hands. Bend the elbows and bring your thumbs to the nape of the neck. And suck in the gut, stretching the triceps. Feel the opening through the shoulder blades and through the rib cage. Slowly lower the hands back down and walk them slowly over to the right, extending the left hand a little further away from you, lowering the forehead down toward the mat, and breathe into that whole left side. And slowly come back to center and bring your hands down towards your feet. Pausing here in this most delicious child's pose. Just allow your shoulders to droop towards the mat and just sink in. Feel grounded. Slowly bring your hands up around, coming back up into tabletop. Start to walk your hands forward, keeping your hips lifted. Lower the forehead down, coming into puppy pose. Slowly come up. Bend the knees, lift the feet up towards the bottom, and drop your hips forward, coming into scorpion up dog. Breathe, and let's create this soft flow. Push back into puppy. Pause here for a breath. Slowly come up. Open up into scorpion up dog. Pause here for a breath. And then push back into puppy. Come into scorpion up dog. Back to puppy. Scorpion up dog. And come back to a neutral spine. Round your spine, stretching into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Come back to a neutral spine. Grab a block and grab your bolster. If you do not have a bolster, take your blocks end to end like so, and place a couple of towels on them to pad that up and kind of create a makeshift bolster. If you do that, grab another towel and pad it up so you can rest your forehead on it. Bring the bolster in between your legs and bring it back towards your feet so we have something to support our bottom on when we come back into a supported child's pose. Have a block handy so that we can lower our forehead down and come into a supported child's pose. The option here is you can just place your hands under your shoulders and let it droop. Or if it feels good, bring your hands back towards your feet and just let the shoulders droop open a little bit more. Feel a bigger opening in the back. Or the other option is to extend your hands forward like in a traditional child's pose. It is your choice. It is your practice. Allow yourself to sink into your bolster. Feel yourself be grounded. Slowly start to rise up. Remove the bolster from between your legs and bring it over to your right side. And come down into a side saddle position and bring that bolster right up to the edge of your right thigh. Having a block handy, bring it out towards the end of the mat and create this nice channel so that you'll have a place to place your shoulder. Sitting up straight, bolster is tied up against that thigh. Go ahead and start to drape over that bolster, extending the right arm out straight and coming to the side of your head. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Allow the left shoulder to fall away from the ear. And it starts to open up and fall onto the back. Start to raise those left fingers towards the ceiling and slowly arch your arm over until the hands, fingertips touch the floor right above your head. Stretching open that left side. And just breathe. Slowly start to draw an arch with your fingertips as they come along the floor and come down to meet your right hand, placing the left hand on top of the right. And then just breathe. Start to straighten out that top leg and bring it out towards the side so it is parallel to your arms. Bend that top leg, bringing the foot back down where it was. Bring your left hand to the bolster and allow it to assist you as you come up and unravel. Bring the bolster to the left side. Switch your side saddle position so that the left leg is on the bottom. Grab your block, put it towards the top of the mat, creating that channel. Sitting up tall, fold over the other direction, coming to the side of your head. Left hand is extended out straight, right hand is on the right hip. And just allow that right shoulder to fall away from the ear and onto the back. Allow it to grow heavy and open. Begin to raise the right fingers towards the ceiling and slowly bring them down to the floor right above your head. And breathe. Breathe into the whole side of your right side body. Feel it melt open as the left side sinks deeper into the bolster. Slowly start to trace an arch with your fingers as it comes along the floor. Right hand comes to meet the left. And rest that right hand on top of your left. Both arms are outstretched. Continue to just let your shoulders relax, fall away from your ears. Start to straighten your right leg and bring it out so that that leg is parallel with your outstretched arms. And breathe. Everything is heavy as it grounds into the mat, grounds into the earth. Feel your body melt open. Start to bend that top leg, bring it back to where it was. Place your right hand on the bolster and allow it to help assist you to come back up to a seated position. Come to a comfortable seat, either sitting or kneeling on a block. Take your left hand and bring it around behind you and bring it to your right hip. Take your right hand and place it right on top. Then slowly start to arch your ear, bring it down close to your right shoulder. Breathe into the side of your neck. Head comes up, drop your chin to your chest, and scoop as you slide open, bringing your head up and looking straight to the right. Turn the head back and drop the ear again towards the right shoulder. Drop the chin towards the chest and make a scooping motion as you turn. Lift your head and look to the right. Head comes back to center. Release your hands. Wrap the right hand around your back and bring it to your left hip. Left hand comes on top of your right. And then start to drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And breathe into your neck. Chin comes down towards the chest. Scoop up and turn and look to the left. Head comes back to center. And drop that left ear once again down towards the left shoulder. Lower the chin down towards the chest and make a scooping motion as you turn and look to the left. Come back up, extend the arms out in front of you and start to drive the hands back towards the wall behind you, opening up the front of the chest. Then bring them, right hand comes on top of left and give yourself a bear hug. Look deep into your organs, stretching into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Extend the hands out. Left hand is on top this time. Come back and give yourself a bear hug. Drop your chin to your chest. Stretch open into cat. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Come open into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Extend the hands back out. Bring them down to your side and wiggle those shoulders. There you go. Lift up off of the block and come down. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Wiggle those legs up and down. Let's go ahead and take your rolled up towel or blanket, place it under your knees to bend those knees just fine. Pull your toes back and active. Sit up straight and start to hinge forward at the hips. Hands come down to your ankles. Shoulders fall away from the ears. And nose lowers down towards the knee. And breathe into the back of those legs. Now point and flex your feet. Find the area that is the most delicious. Pausing there to send your breath there to encourage it to relax and open. Neck is long. Now, if this is too uncomfortable, go ahead and use your blocks. Place one on the shallowest setting right on your shins. And then take another one on the tallest setting. And we're going to angle it here and bring it down so that you can rest that on the bridge of your nose. And then wrap your hands around the block to hold it in place. And just allow your head to relax. When your head is supported, the legs can open further and the shoulders can droop open. And breathe. Slowly start to unravel. Bring your blocks off to the side. Remove the blanket or even a bolster from underneath your legs and straighten your legs back out. Go ahead and bend your legs, bring the bottoms of your feet together, coming into butterfly pose. Now I'm going to take my bolster, and you have the option. You can come into the traditional way where you put one block on the shallowest setting on your feet and the other on a tall one, and then hinge forward and place that on the bridge of your nose. Or you can take your bolster and place it either on your feet, behind your feet. You find where it's going to fit, so where the top of the end of the bolster will come right just below your collarbone. That way you can cinch up, place your chin on the bolster, let your shoulders droop, and just hug this for a few minutes. Either form of butterfly will be acceptable here. And breathe. Slowly start to unravel. Come out of that position. Go ahead and straighten your left leg. Right leg is still bent. Lift up that right foot. Step it over to the side of the left thigh. And you have the option, you can keep your left leg extended out, or you can bend that left leg and bring the left foot close to your right tush. Right knee is pointed up towards the ceiling. Take your left arm, wrap it around the outside of that right knee, and sit up straight, sucking in your gut. Right hand becomes a kickstand behind you as it's placed on the floor below your right shoulder, and then slowly turn and look over that right shoulder. Breathe into your neck. Breathe into your shoulder blades. Breathe into your rib cage. Slowly start to unravel. Straighten your legs back out. Bend the left leg, step the left foot over to the outside of the right thigh, and you can either keep that leg extended or bend it and bring that foot close to your left tush. Right arm comes, wraps around the outside of that left knee. Sit up straight and tall, suck in your gut. Left hand kickstands below the left shoulder, and turn and gaze over the left shoulder. Breathe. Breathe into your neck. Breathe into your shoulders, your back. Slowly start to unravel. Straighten the legs out. Wiggle them up and down. And swing your legs up and around. Bring the bolster to the back of the mat. You want to have that, or else if you want a blanket that's rolled up, you can bring it there because we're going to be supporting our ankles there. Bring one of your towels to the top of the mat, creating sort of a pillow. Bring your blocks to the edge of the mat, just right below that pillow. And the long side of the block meets the long side of the mat. Take a blanket, or I'm sorry, a bath towel, drape it over one of the blocks. Take a second bath towel and drape it over the other block. And then start to lower down, place your ankles on that bolster or blanket and lower down onto your forehead. And bring each shoulder onto the blocks, coming into a supported locust pose. And just breathe. Allow your shoulders to fall into the blocks. Breathe into the back of your head, your neck. Feel yourself sink into the earth. Feel the grounding. Feel the balance that's being created as we restore peace of mind, a sense of calmness, restoring oxygen to the organs. And an option here is if you want to turn your head and come down to your right ear and look to the left, you can do that. If you have your head turned, lift it up and gaze the other direction, bringing your left ear to your mat, pillow. Slowly start to lift up off of your blocks. Move the bolster off to the side. Move the blocks off to the side. Bring one of your towels. Have it folded in the square. Bring it up right here. And I'm going to bring a block to support my head and come back down onto my belly. Hands are under my shoulders. I'm going to bend the left knee, bring it out so it's perpendicular to my body. It's a 90-degree angle from my body. And then I'm going to straighten my shin so that it is a 90-degree angle to the top of my thigh, coming into half frog pose. Now, if this block is too high or too hard, feel free to come back down to the blanket or the towel that we created as a little pillow. That feels a little bit better to me. And have your toes pulled back and active, coming into the half frog pose. And just breathe. Start to lift up. Straighten out that left leg. Take that towel and take it over to the other side. Bend the right leg. I'll move this out of the way so you can see, and bring it up so that that leg is perpendicular to the torso. Foot is outstretched so that shin is perpendicular, a 90-degree angle from the top of the thigh, and lower back down, come to your forehead, coming into half frog on the other side. Toes are pulled back and active, and breathe. Your hands can be stretched out overhead, or your hands can be comfortable under your shoulders, wherever it feels comfortable. Here's an option here if you want to turn and lower your left ear down to the pillow, you can. Slowly start to lift up. Come out of that pose. Grab your bolster. One more time, let's bring it in between your legs. Have your block handy and sink back into supported child's pose just for a moment. Bring your hands back towards your feet. And just let those shoulders droop. Slowly start to lift up off that bolster. Bring it up towards the top of your mat. You're going to put your knees underneath it in just a minute and bring the blocks out here to the edge of the mat on both sides. Your heels are going to rest on that, but we're going to back off for just a minute here, coming into tabletop and round your spine, stretching open into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Come back to a neutral spine. Swing your feet off to the side and come sitting on your tush. Drape your knees over your bolster, extending out so that your heels rest on your blocks. And go ahead and lower down onto your back. Bring your hands towards your sides, but extend it out, palms facing up so you can receive this gift. Happily sink into the pose of no effort, Shavasana. Just let your body sink into the mat. Send your breath to the pinchy parts. Breathe into those and send it out through your fingertips and toes. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and draw circles with your wrists and your ankles. Slowly rock your head from side to side. Interlace your fingers, stretch them high above your head, toward the wall behind you. Pull your toes back active, stretch from knuckles to heels. Bend your knees, bring them into your chest. Slowly rock from side to side. Turn onto your right side and rest your head in your arm. And then slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat, either sitting or kneeling on a block, or maybe sitting on your bolster. I like to think of balance in so many different facets. No, we did not do any balancing poses today, but we created balance with our breath. We brought more balance to our organs, to our sense of well-being. We brought the peace and the calmness, restoring balance. Inhale, hands come overhead, palms come together, and exhale, they come into the heart. One more time, let's gather up all that wonderful energy we've created and bring it into our hearts, allowing us to go out and share that with others. Thank you so much for joining me for Restore class today. Have an awesome rest of the day and rest of the week. Namaste.